The newest season of Precure just arrived, and that is Meitantei aka Star Detective Precure. The series follows Akechi Anna being sent to the past by a fairy named Pochitan. It's a pretty interesting premise, so let's break down all the info. Looking at the series poster, I love the symmetry between the characters and the jewels at the corner of the frame. When paired with a brick wall, it gives a real Mahotsukai vibe, which is helped by the lead's colors and the fact that Murayama will be returning to series composition. The two girls up front are Cure Answer on the left and Cure Mystique on the right. They're holding up their jewel Cure watches right next to their fairy, Pochitan. Above those two we've got Cure Eclaire, the teal Cure, and Cure Arcana Shadow, the first main Cure to be an antagonist. Both have their own mascots who we'll cover as they come up. The final character is Jett Senpai, who is the yellow fairy in the middle. When his human design leaked, a lot of people assumed he was the teal Cure, but now we can see that's not the case. Let's break down the series premise and characters. Our lead character is Akechi Anna, a girl from the future. Within the show, she's from the year 2027, and on her birthday, a mysterious fairy sends her back to 1999. That must seem like ancient history to children, but there's probably a lot of fans who were born before then. As a design, she looks a lot like Iroha, but I think she's got her own charm. The eyes look really wet this season with all the highlights, and so does the hair. It's a very unique look for the series. When she's sent to the past, Anna meets Mikuru, who has longer ruby hair with sharp cut bangs. I like her outfit a lot more. It kind of looks like uniform, but it might just be her style. The two are good counterparts because, as we're told, Akechi Anna trusts her gut instincts while Kobayashi Mikuru trusts reason. She's a bit more cautious. So we've got two kinds of detectives on the case. Once they meet, the two start the Cure It Detective Agency, where they work together. Mikuru has the aesthetic that a lot of us expected for the Cure outfits, but I do think that Anna's a better lead because she has the right kind of energy. As Cures, the two transform together to become Cure Answer and Cure Mystique. This is the first series with a purple lead if we're not counting Wonderful, and the transformation looks great. I really love the style. This year's character design was handled by Yako Akane, and she's previously worked on 100 Girlfriends as well as other adult-oriented works. I'm surprised there's no holdovers because in series like Pretty Rhythm or with the first Pokemon manga artist, you can see holdovers from their adult work, but she clearly has the range. What interests me the most though is Isao Murayama's return to series composition. I know that Precure is a collaborative work, but the two series that he's composed for do feature large and rich worlds with character separation as a major motif. In Mahotsukai, it was Mirai and Liko being separated in the human and magic world, and in Star Twinkle, it was Hikaru and Lala being separated on Earth and in space. Now, for Meitantei Star Detective, we've got Mikuru and Anna being separated across time. There's already a lot of theories, but this one Japanese tweet really caught my attention. So, considering the final episode of this season will air on January 24th, 2027, which is also Anna's birthday and the day that the first episode is set in, dates seem to hold a lot of significance in the series. So what this person thinks is that Mikuru, the second lead, might turn out to be Anna's mother, having had her at 28. I wouldn't be surprised. Hagto has pulled off similar developments, and I wouldn't put it past the series. It is possible. Now, back to the cast, we've got Pochitan, the fairy responsible for sending Anna back in time. This is one of the cutest mascots we've had in a while, and I credit that to the discernible limbs. I don't love the plushy bod they usually go with. This feels more organic. I feel like there's bones in there. The heart motif is really cute, and the wings remind me of Prepara because all the mascots there have wings too. Within the story, Pochitan used up her power time traveling and is turned into a baby. So they need to collect the Makoto jewels in order to restore her strength and to send Anna back. This makes me think of the Montan interview with Kanako Tada, where she explains the series' focus on finding truth. In a world of fake news, it's becoming harder to know what's real, and just based on the plot setup, I'm guessing they want Anna to go back to a simple time and bring some of that wisdom into the future. Kanako Tada spoke on the value of thinking for yourself and highlighted the difference between the objective truth that detectives find and the subjective truth that our lives are subject to. Based on these comments, I'm excited to see what the series tackles, but let's not forget about the rest of the cast. Our third Cure is Cure Eclaire, who we have no real info on. She's described as mysterious and her fairy partner is Pochitan. We don't see her civilian form, which did fuel the male Cure allegations when the designs leaked, and the male character people assumed was Eclaire is actually Jett Senpai, who is a self-proclaimed genius and invented one of the toys the Precure use. He's embarrassed to be seen in his fairy form, which is a cute gag, and I personally doubt he's going to be Eclaire, but who knows, he might get a boy form like the recent male characters have been getting. The whole Eclaire situation reminds me of Cure Honey, but it would be really funny if they just made a new character so there's no actual mystery for us to solve. The final and most intriguing character is Moria Duruka, aka Cure Arcana Shadow. Minor tidbit, but all of the names are references. I didn't cover them, but here they are if you're curious. Arcana Shadow is quite a name, and this character is the first of many things. The first black Cure with blonde hair, the first Cure to be working against the team. She's working with the Phantom Thieves, and unlike past evil Cures, her design matches the rest of the team's aesthetic, so I doubt it's going to change unless she gets a recolor. She could become yellow, though I doubt that, but I mean, we'll get to that later. She's right there in the sponsor card as a civilian, so maybe they already know who she is, but perhaps not that she's evil. It's really hard to tell this early on. Arcana Shadow's voice actress is also Puff from Go Princess, so I'm really excited to hear what she does in this role. Her mascot Pochitan can see the future, which I doubt because we know time travel exists, so I wonder what her relationship to the main fairy is. And I also wonder if we're getting any more Cures. Looking at the team, they've got a pretty unique palette where each Cure has the other Cure's colors on them. Eclaire has a pink-purple gradient, Answer has pink and teal highlights, and Mystique has pink and blue highlights as well. Even Arcana Shadow has gold and pink on her. The only major highlight which isn't represented on the team is yellow, which is Jett Senpai's color. I don't expect him to be a Cure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got a transformation later on. I also wouldn't be shocked if Arcana Shadow were to get purified and then become yellow, though I don't see it happening, it's just spitballing. The girls have really interesting hair and skirts, with the team breaking into two clean pairs. The lack of detective capes was a major concern when people first saw them, but I never really expect Precure to directly embrace the theme. That's not how they design things. But the stylish mini capes do look much better than what we could have gotten. I also love that despite being evil, Arcana Shadow has the same silhouette as Eclaire. Speaking of Eclaire though, I find it interesting that she has a butterfly theme where the rest have wings. Even her shoes have butterfly-shaped bows, which might be a hint toward her identity. I guess it's going to play a role in who she is. I also feel that she's being treated as closer to blue in this team, based on the highlights and just the abundance of blue on her design. This last detail might be a stretch, but for the main two, I feel like the heart shapes in their hair all incorporate a subtle question mark. I know it's a reach, but it really does look like that. Moving on to more meta stuff, Precure has had massive pacing problems these past few years, so I hope this season breaks that trend. With Murayama a series composer, I expect to see Anna explore 1999 as an entirely new world similar to Space and the magic world in his previous series. The first trailer revealed a villain as well as a series monster, and the aesthetic is pretty cool. I think the existence of a distinct general gives me hope that the villains will carry more. I was excited for this in You and Idol, but no offense, when you see them as a group, there's not much going on. I feel like the designs, how distinct the design is, tells you a lot about how important this character is going to be. Watch me be proved wrong in 2026, but who knows, I just hope that it's better off than what's happening now. So what do you think of Meitantei, aka Star Detective? What are we going to be calling it? What are your hopes for the season? And which character are you most excited to meet? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.